Hello everyone, today I'll be talking about intrusion detection with Snort. And what is Snort? Snort is a free open source network intrusion detection system and intrusion prevention system. So I already have Snort installed on my virtual machine, but if you want to install Snort, you use the command sudo apt get install Snort and you hit enter. So before I get started, there are two things I want to talk about in the Snort directory. So for that, I use the cd slash sc slash snort. So snort is stored in the etc directory, and if I should just use ls here, okay, you see the rules folder which is in the blue. This folder stores all the rules that we create in snort. So that's the function of the rules folder. I also want to talk about the snort configuration file. So with the snort configuration file, we can make a variety of granular configuration changes, and the snort configuration file also holds the details of all the servers running on the network. So if I should scroll down in this file, so yeah, this section with the include rule paths, this is when we create a rule, we need to include the path to that rule inside the snort configuration file. If not, the rule that we created won't be able to detect intrusions on the network. And to create rules in this demo, we'll be using this the local rule file. So the local rule file is what Snort has set aside for us to create our own custom rules. So I'll be making use of this now. First of all, I want to create a rule that will detect ICMP packets on our network. So that's what I'll be doing right now. Okay, I'll just exit here. But before I set my rule to detect ICMP packets, I want to test the snort configuration file with the following command. Okay. Okay, as you can see, it says snort successfully validated the configuration, which means our settings are correct. But if you give an error here, it means you need to check your settings, and maybe there was an error or a mistake on your part, but right now mine is correct, so I can go ahead with my configuration. Okay, now we're creating custom rules to detect ICMP traffic. For that, I need to open my local.rules file. Okay, and here I will impute my command. Okay, so this is the command to detect ICMP traffic on the network. What this does is, or what this means is alert ICMP coming from any external network to any port and going to my home network on any port, and the message that should be displayed is ICMP ping detected. And SID is unique identifier for snort rules, and revision uniquely identifies the revision of the snort rule. So I can save this now. Okay, now I want to make a directory where my logs will be stored. So for that, I use the command. Okay. So next, I want Let me quickly talk about the man command. The man command is used to find out more details about Snort. Like it's like a manual, so it shows you a lot of options on how to use Snort and different tasks you can apply when using the Snort. So back to the terminal. Now I want to start Snort in NIDS mode. That's network intrusion detection system mode. So for that I use sudo snort, and the Q is for the quiet mode because I don't want the configurations to display on the screen. And L specifies the, the directory I want my alerts to be logged. So I specify the directory I just created, and A stands for the alert. I want to be alerted on the console. C means we should use the rules located in the configuration file. So I hit enter. Yeah, since it doesn't display anything right now on the screen, it means it's working. So now I'll open my other virtual machine. And I can just test it. So let me ping the other host on the network. Okay, as you can see, it's pinging. So let me just stop this. As you can see, the IDS has detected our ping scan. So it also shows us the source, which is my 10.0.2.14, and I was pinging this third host, which has the IP address of 10.0.2.8. So that's how to detect ICMP scans using Snort. And next I'll be demonstrating for SSH traffic. Okay, now I'll be demonstrating how I can detect SSH traffic on the network using Snort. For that, I'll go back to my local rules file. So I already have the command copied, and I'll just paste because of time. Yeah, but what this means is that alert TCP traffic coming from any external network and any ports going to my home network on port 22. This is because SSH uses port 22, and the message that should be displayed by the IDS is SSH authentication attempt. So I'll use the SID number and the revision number. So I'll just save this and exit. Remember, we need to start Snort before we test out the SSH connection. So just sudo, okay, here's the command. Okay, so Snort is running. Then I go to my Kali machine. So I have a third Kali machine that's running here. This is it. So I want to SSH from this machine into the third machine. So I just SSH Kali. So that's the name of the third machine, and here's the IP address. And I hit enter, input the password. Okay, so I'm inside that machine. Then we'll go back to check our Snort. As you can see, it detected the SSH. That's it here, and you can see the IP address, and it also gives us the port. So as you can see, it's going to port 22 on the on the victim machine. Yes, this is how we can use Snort to detect SSH traffic on the network using Snort. And we can also check our log file to see that we're actually keeping logs of what's been detected. So for that, I just cd log and ls. As you can see, Snort is storing the logs. Before creating a new rule, I want to talk about Snoopy. So if I just go to my web browser, so Snoopy is a graphical user interface that allows you to simplify the process of creating a rule. So as you can see here, I can just specify whatever action I want, alert, log, pass. And okay, let me just create a rule for FTP. I can alert, FTP uses TCP protocol, so TCP, and the source IP, I can just say any, source port any. But for the destination ports, if I specify any here, it means the IDS is going to like scan all hosts on the network, but I can just specify an IP address, so the IDS just takes note of this, and the destination port should be 21, and my SID can be 103, and I have to specify the revision number. So yeah, here is going to be the message, so I can say FTP authentication, or I can just say FTP attempted. Yeah, so I can just leave every other thing as is. So yeah, this is the rule as you look under. If you look under, so I can just copy this and go back to my local rules, and I can just paste it here. Okay, so I can save this now. And I start my Snort again in the NIDS mode. Okay, now back to my attacker machine. I'll be attempting FTP to see if the Snort is going to detect it. First of all, is it here? Clear. So I can just FTP and I input that IP address. Okay, connection refused, but it doesn't matter. Let's see if the IDS detected it. Okay, as you can see, this is it. It says FTP attempted, and it tells us it was port 21, as you can see here. So this is the power of Snort. It's a very strong intrusion detection tool. It's very easy to use. If you don't know how to create rules, you can also come to Snoopy to assist you with creation of rules. And next, I'll be talking about community rules on Snort.